on over to Cl0ck. He's going to make it 3-0. Sorry about that. Had to fix the game sounds. We're 54 seconds into this matchup, and so far Cl0ck has proven that he is the American Cooler by going up immediately versus the Russian 3-0. He's waiting for the red armor. He's going to go toe-to-toe with Cooler there. Cooler does get some splash damage on Cl0ck, dropping him down to 45-59, but it's not going to be enough to eliminate Cl0ck in that particular instance. He's now down to 19 points of health, floating over near the yellow armor. He grabs it, but Cooler smacks him upside the head with a rocket, making it 4-1 with 1 minute and 26 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, both exchanging rockets near the red armor spawn. Cooler up at 99 to Cl0ck 40 and then 100. You know, right now we've seen Cl0ck start this game, but Cooler wasn't able to convert, and Cooler has not been able to apply any pressure since getting his first frag.
I don't think this is it's not Cooler's best map, and in fact, I would not be surprised to see a ZTN map choice coming up here next, possibly even a DM6. I know Cooler likes that one as well, but this was likely Cl0ck's map pick. So 2 minutes and 3 seconds in, they're going to have an LG battle over by the red armor, and Cooler comes out on top. Cl0ck going into that battle with absolutely no armor at all, and Cooler takes him down quite easily. He's now sitting good at 168, and Cl0ck is just trying to rearm himself now with weapons. He's going to have another LG battle near the red armor, and Cooler wins that one easily. Not even a contest, Toss. I'm not sure why Cl0ck keeps getting in a lot of these LG battles versus an opponent when he has no armor whatsoever.
Well, you have to say that. I mean, the Toss in life, he's thrown away. He's completely gone into it empty-handed and shouldn't have done it. Now it's 4-4. Cooler ties it up after being 4-0 down, pulls it straight back up, and now Cl0ck trying to head him down with a machine gun, and there it is. Cooler takes the lead. Cl0ck spawns right on top of him, rocket in hand, but Cooler gets the hell out of there because he was down quite low on the HP.
And he's still low. I mean, Cooler's somehow managing to stay alive, even though he just grabbed the yellow armor. He currently had nothing before that. And the red armor should be up pretty soon. In fact, I think Cl0ck has already taken a look at his armor stats. 3 minutes, 17 seconds now on the clock. Cooler is going to get another LG battle with Cl0ck. This time, Cl0ck wins that one and ties it up once again, 5-5, 3 minutes and 26 seconds on the clock. That time, the LG battle went in Cl0ck's favor, but he also had armor that time. It was almost a deja vu reversal situation, and now Cooler down to 47 points of health, almost gets taken out by Cl0ck's vertical LG, and there he finally does get taken out over near the yellow armor. 3 minutes, 46 seconds. We've got a 6-5 game, but this one's close, Toss, and I think it will remain close for the entire duration of this particular match.
Cl0ck picked up his second frag in a row, but for the second frag in a row, Cl0ck is left with next to nothing on health and armor. And, you know, again, he has this just proving how close this game really is. Both players now, you know, it's going either way. No one quite able to take the lead. Yeah, Cl0ck took 4, but then Cooler matched it up, making it 5-4. And, you know, we're looking at a 7-5 score now in favor of the American Cl0ck. And, you know, it's so close right now that you wonder how this one will end, how high this could go.
I don't think that we're going to see some of the games like, for example, what we've seen versus CZM, where he racked up a ridiculous amount of frags on this particular map. Cl0ck just blew himself up, though, so that's going to give him a -1, making it 65 and still a close game. We're only 5 minutes into this matchup. Cl0ck's going to wait for that red armor. He did get a lot of shaft damage there on Cooler, and Cooler's firing a ton of rockets. He's just standing there when Cl0ck finally gets a beat on him, and now he gets his lead back, 7-5. He jumps over to the Mega Health. He's got another shot on Cooler, but Cooler falling away from the top level nails him with the rail, completely negating all of Cl0ck's armor and almost that entire Mega Health. So 5 minutes, 6 seconds now on the clock. 71-50 is the armor health of Cl0ck, and Cooler finally gets that frag, making it 7-6.
He gets it now, waits on the red armor, grabs the red armor, and will make his way across, looking down for Cl0ck. You know, he's really pulled this one back again. Cl0ck had that 2 frag lead. It's now been completely obliterated. We're right back to even Stevens with just one between the two. And now as they go, LG right in the center of the map, it will back away. It will be Cl0ck to lose out. Cl0ck's carrying it on, and with just 19 HP, he finished that one after downing Cl0ck and leveling the match.
And we, leveling is right. We are going to have a 7-7 score. Finally, Cooler in an LG battle. One thing I've noticed, TosspoT, that is different from this game than a lot of the other players on Hub is that these guys are choosing to use their LG more than they're choosing to use their railguns. Now, CZM is a great example of someone that shows just how much you could dominate with the rail here on this map. Cooler's had some fantastic rail shots that have come from all directions, but he really hasn't utilized it in a conversion method. So even after he gets the frags, he's really not watching those spawns with the railgun. And that's fine. Each person is going to play their own play style. It's not any sort of concrete rule that says you must use your railgun on this map, but I do think that it really helps in the conversion of frags on Hub. 6 minutes and 35 seconds, so it is 9-8. Cooler does have the lead. Cl0ck's going to get into an LG battle with Cooler over near the red armor again. It is a scenario that we've seen many, many times here on this particular map of Hub. Now, Cooler is up now by 3 points, and he is just raging Cl0ck with his LG. Finally, he's able to convert not once, not twice, but 3 times, now making it 12-8.
Yeah, very close, and for the first time, we really saw Cooler go out for the conversion. Before then, you could count on one hand how many conversions there have been. Now Cooler chasing down Cl0ck. LG coming across from Cl0ck. Cooler with the rocket and only 23 HP.
Nice.
And he grabs the rocket between the teeth, goes down, and now we're looking at a 12-9 game in favor of the Russians.
That was a very, very nice rocket by Cl0ck, anticipating his opponent's movement, and landed the spam rocket that he really needed to land. Now, Cl0ck is utilizing that LG very, very effectively in the same method that Cooler is. I did notice that once he made a frag, had enough health and armor, he was starting to use his railgun a little bit more. He's going to pull out his LG one more time over near the red armor, and those guys just love to fight over there, over that red armor. In that particular instance, Cl0ck came out on top. Cooler had nothing but a rocket launcher, and he did get the upper hand on that one. He's going to catch Cooler once again with a rocket over near the yellow armor, but Cooler with 2 grenades pops Cl0ck right in the face. He's down to 51 health, 1 armor. He's going to pick up a 25 there, and I don't think that he is going to be super aggressive now. The mega health is up, and he waited for it, but I do believe that red should be spawning soon.
It is, and Cooler's right by it now, rail in hand. He sees Cl0ck. He's just waiting for Cl0ck. LG out from Cooler,
Nice.
gets Cl0ck before he can land the rocket and the red, and now Cooler at 59 and 100 is just finally back in an aggressive position, because before then he was down for about a minute with really low health and practically no armor.
8 minutes, 27 seconds on the clock now. Cooler on the top level. He could use some help, and I do believe that mega health will be up shortly. He was able to steal away that red armor, and he's still reaming off the success of that one. There's going to be another LG battle over near the red armor, and Cl0ck comes out on top of that one. Now, that was important because Cl0ck should grab the red armor, and it looks like he has. 56-100. He could use some help, but he now is going to steal away the yellow armor. No, he baits his opponent with it. Cooler waiting for him with the railgun. Drops down, tries to hit that mid-air rail once again. Cooler's going to get popped up into the air and smacked up against the wall, and we are almost back to a tie game, despite the fact that Cooler converted 3 times around his 9th frag. Cl0ck has been able to repeat his performance almost to the T, and now we are nearly at a tie game. The score is 13-12 with 9 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock, just under 6 minutes left to go.
Cl0ck just misses the mega health. Cooler frags him, grabs the health. Only 35 armor, but he's in a strong position. Shot landed, only down to 66 now, and really it's danger now for Cooler if Cl0ck can convert. No, he can't, and Cooler will take that. The LG comes through. Cl0ck now under pressure once again, but it's Cl0ck that wins it. And now we're looking at still just a 2-frag game, and whenever you think someone might get daylight, the daylight is shut out by the Knight of the Rocket.
And there's going to possibly be another battle by the red armor, and Cooler does not hit the rail the first time. He hits it after Cl0ck grabs the red armor. He's going to get a rail on him, dropping Cl0ck down to 1 point of health. But look at that, quickly recovering from that one, grabbing not only a 25, but then the mega. He's now up to 144, 55 armor, 10 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock. Once again, Cl0ck is in the red armor room. He grabs himself some more LG ammo, puts himself up on the perch, grabs it when it pops up. Cl0ck still maintains an aggressiveness on Cl0ck in that situation. And finally, Cl0ck is not only get one frag, but a second frag right off the conversion as Cl0ck spawns right in front of him. And with that one, he takes the lead after tying it up, gets another conversion frag and the mega. I've got to say, with less than 5 minutes to go, Cl0ck is in a really great position.
He's just racked up 5 in a row. Make it 6. Rail through from Cl0ck and Cooler's out. Now there is daylight between these two players. 3 frags up for Cooler at 18 to 15. He's now backing away. Cooler just running for life. Rail from above.
Ouch.
Not going to happen. LG skywards and Cl0ck falls. Cl0ck claims that frag.
Yes, he does. He is now up 19 to 15. He had some problems converting in the opening moments of the game, but it seems like he is having no problems now. Over near the yellow armor, Cooler's going to assault with the LG, and he gets him down. A smart player knows at all times just about how much health and armor their opponent has, and that was a great example right there. Cl0ck knew that he had enough LG cells. He went in after the kill. He was rewarded for it, and now a fight over the red armor once again. Cl0ck hoping that red armor is going to spawn, and Cl0ck says negative, no. And he grabs it. So Cl0ck actually switching over to Cl0ck. He's now at 125, 122. He's going to steal away the yellow armor as well. And the mega health is going to spawn soon as Cl0ck is waiting right on top of it. If he grabs that, Cl0ck is going to be in a lot of trouble. And there it is right there. He might steal away the green as well. Nope, he's going to go into an LG battle. He should win that one easily, and he does. And the red armor is there. Congratulations, you won the LG battle. Here's the red armor. 12 minutes and 5 seconds on the clock. There's another conversion frag. We got a tie game again. This is probably one of the closest games that I've seen on Hub in quite a while.
Well, Cl0ck's really set himself up well for that comeback, getting mega and red. But now Cl0ck 1-2 with the conversion and powers his way back to a 2-point lead with the LG, giving chase to Cl0ck, who's down to 40 HP, runs through the TP and just gonna get out of the way of an aggressive Cl0ck who is angry that he got picked off 4 times straight and is now going to try and equal this one back up as they dance through. Cl0ck is just desperately trying to keep up with Cooler, and right now they manage to evade one another, and they'll go at it again.
Oh, Cooler gets the telefrag. The crowd erupts on that one because that could actually change the entire course of this game. Cl0ck now does have a little bit more map control. They're going to go over towards the red armor. It is up. Is he going to go for it? Yes, he does, and he grabs it. We got 2 minutes left to go. It's a 1 frag game. Cl0ck runs a fantastic rail from over near the mega health, but it does not matter. Cl0ck is going to recover, grab the mega for his own, but his red armor completely negated now as he steals away the yellow, but Cl0ck is making some really smart shots. There's another rail by Cl0ck. He's going to try to finish up, and Cl0ck gets a second telefrag to tie the game up 21 to 21. We've got 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining, and if Cl0ck can grab that red armor, get himself some health, he should be in good position to take this one away, but it is not over till it's over, Toss.
Cl0ck has got to back off and strengthen up because right now he's in danger. Just 29 HP. He's picked up an LG. He's got a rail as well, but he is in danger right now. At 21 apiece, Cooler's in the strong position. Make that 22 to 21 in favor of Cl0ck as he lands the most important frag of the map with just 1 minute and 3 seconds to go.
And Cl0ck does what he should as he puts himself in the red armor room, using that staircase to his advantage, not letting his opponent see him, dropping some grenades down below. He steals away the red armor. He drops down to find Cl0ck over in the corner. Cl0ck lands 2 very nice rockets, but it's not going to be enough to take out Cl0ck. 23 to 21 now is the score. Just under 45 seconds left to go. Cl0ck's going to steal away another yellow armor, and I've got to say, with 2 frags left, I don't think Cl0ck is going to be able to do it. It is totally possible here on Hub, but I think Cl0ck has essentially put together a nice little buffer of health and armor that's going to prevent Cl0ck from getting done when he needs to done, and as Cl0ck rushes for the red armor, Cl0ck lands a nice rail, and that might be it. That was the showstopper right there, the barricade in the road. With 15 seconds left to go, who is going to come out on top? Cl0ck will not give up. He wants that last frag, and he got it. Cl0ck has now made it a 1-point game. 10 seconds left. He might tie it up. He does. 5 seconds left on the clock. Is Cl0ck going to be able to pull this one out, or will we go to sudden death overtime? We go to sudden death. Cl0ck grabs himself the mega health, and this is certainly a fantastic game.
What a comeback from Cl0ck. Not 10 seconds on. He gets the first, follows it up with a conversion, and there it is!
Oh!
Cl0ck takes it. Pins Cl0ck out of the arena, and wow, what a game!
Coming out of the teleporter on the top level, Cl0ck drops down, Cl0ck lands the rail, and the first map is awarded to Cl0ck, but it's not over yet. Cl0ck has chosen ZTN, and I have to say, I think that Cl0ck is at a disadvantage because typically ZTN 3-1 is a map that is dominated by the Russian gaming population. He could have gone through the teleporter to grab the other yellow armor, but he insisted on going to the railgun. He caught Cl0ck with his pants down, got the first frag. Now, if he can keep up some control, he is going to be in a good position to not allow Cl0ck to dominate all the power-ups. Now, Cl0ck sees the red armor, he's going to go for it, and he's in a fantastic position. You look at Cl0ck, he's at 119, 108. Cl0ck is at 99, 183, so it's pretty split. But that's one of the reasons why ZTN can be such a tough map to play, because you're always able to get armors. There's a lot spread out over the map, and this is a perfect example. Both these guys are completely stacked.
But, you know, with that first frag, and the only frag, Cl0ck has already, you know, seized the initiative. He's already put himself up there. It'll be a big confidence boost, but here they go at it. LG out from Cl0ck, challenging down Cl0ck, pulling out his own LG, firing back, Cl0ck down. Oh,
huge mistake. Huge mistake on Cl0ck's part. He didn't have his LG out for one thing, and he waited 2 seconds. It was almost like, well, what weapon am I going to use? Yeah, I guess I'll use the LG. When you're going up against someone who's got a fantastic LG like Cl0ck, you cannot afford to make those mistakes. He will just get that first hit of damage on you and continue to ping you until you are dead. The score is now 1-1, and Cl0ck is really not in a great position despite the fact that he started out so strong. 1 minute 50 seconds into this match, he's got absolutely no armor, 45 points of health. He's finally going to go over to the middle area to grab the 225s. The red armor is not up yet, and it should be up here, I guess, about 5 seconds. There it is. It just spawned, but Cl0ck actually ran away from it. So is he going to go through the yellow armor room and get to it? He does, but he meets up with Cl0ck, who fires 1 grenade, 2 grenades, hits him with some splash damage, finishes him off with some LG, and there you have it.
I don't think Cl0ck landed anything on him.
He did not.
I mean, Cl0ck is in a, you know, near invulnerable position. 159, 164. He's in a very strong position now, and it's, you know, Cl0ck is all playing catch up big time, and you know, with 2.5 minutes gone, not looking good for him.
It's not. 2 minutes 36 seconds to be exact on the clock. Cl0ck making a great move there, sitting on top of the red armor stand, dropping some grenades down below. It's not only used as a method for taking some damage off your opponent, but it's also used to find out where they are. Because as you know, if you get hit with that grenade, you hear the little dink, and immediately Cl0ck knows, hey, he's down there waiting for the mega health. And then he drops down, assaults him, gets the frag, or forces him out of that area and steals away the mega health. So 3 minutes 4 seconds on the clock now. Cl0ck grabs another red armor, and even though he had a little bit of trouble before, he seems to be having no problems now with the power-ups. Great double bounce rocket there by Cl0ck over near the mega health. He's going to steal away and get a conversion frag here. He's now chasing Cl0ck, lands some splash damage rocket launcher shots, and finishes up with an LG. It's now 4-1, and I have a feeling, another great conversion frag, but I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot of frags out of Cl0ck on this one.
It's starting to be something like a massacre right now, as Cl0ck only on the machine, only 21 HP. Cl0ck charges him down with the LG. Cl0ck does spawn on the yellow. He'll grab that. Cl0ck will be on the prowl straight off and will challenge him down with his rocket. But, you know, Cl0ck picked it up and lost it. Oh, great rocket coming in by Cl0ck there.
Oh, that was Cl0ck's chance right there. Cl0ck down to 16 points of health. Off the spawn, he gets absolutely devastated with Cl0ck's plasma gun. Excellently done. Cl0ck is going to finally pick up a frag after Cl0ck was not able to fully recover from that one. But what a mistake. All Cl0ck had to do was turn around and hit him with 3 machine gun bullets, and Cl0ck would have gone down. Not a hard thing to do, but when your back's just getting a nice little massage from Cl0ck's plasma gun, there's not really much you can do. 4 minutes 27 seconds on the clock, 10-2. Cl0ck's made some efforts to come back, but Toss, you almost got to ask, if Cl0ck can regain control, does he have the expertise on GTN to be able to maintain that control?
Well, you know, it's a big if he can get control, because right now Cl0ck is up 12-2. He, you know, as soon as Cl0ck picked up that second frag, Cl0ck just took that as an aggression notice. he got right back at it, he got right into the thick of things again, and Cl0ck was completely unable to gain any form of control of the map, and Cl0ck is back where he started, and now 10 frags clear.
And Cl0ck just said in team chat, you have it all. And, you know, if you want to state the obvious in the middle of a Quake 3 game, so be it. Cl0ck just did so. 12 minutes, the score is 12-2, 5 minutes and 18 seconds on the clock. Cl0ck waiting just outside the TP exit over near the red armor, and now he's completely buffed. He steals away the red and the yellow, possibly going to drop down to find the other yellow, and Cl0ck is down there waiting for it. They both go through the teleporter. No, Cl0ck actually fakes him out. Cl0ck goes through, and all he can do is run back to that TP.
Yeah, I mean, you have to wonder now, if the game's beyond Cl0ck, will he look back and say, well, I should have done better on Hub? Will he say, I should have done better here?
I think he did fantastic on Hub. I don't think there was anything really wrong with his game. I mean, that would not be a game that I would go back and say, I should have done this better or this wrong. I mean, it was two great players on a great map, and, you know, it was any given Sunday.
Well, true, but there's the other argument that you should win your home map.
True, and it is kind of devastating when you don't, especially when you know that Cl0ck's going to pick ZTN. Notorious. It's almost become a mental, you know, like a mental barrier. It's like, oh no, Cl0ck's picked ZTN. There was a great rail by Cl0ck from over near the Mega Health. This is very important time for Cl0ck right here. He needs to convert, but oh, Cl0ck stole the red armor while he was on the perch. Drops down, Cl0ck could not finish him off. He finally does get the machine gun hit. A great shot there by Cl0ck, but not very smart staying in the line of fire with that machine gun. Cl0ck lands a great grenade launcher there, converts again. We saw some interesting conversions right there by both players, and very quick. I must say, for some ZTN games, this has been pretty high scoring.
It is, and you know, Cl0ck almost managed to find a way back. He almost found a chink in the armor of Cl0ck, but once again, Cl0ck locks the door, slams shut, and is now powering Cl0ck away with the rocket and the rail, and there it is, 17-4. Power game on to Cl0ck.
And Cl0ck waits a moment to respawn on that one, getting a lot of machine gun damage there on Cl0ck, but it's not going to be any match versus Cl0ck's lightning gun, as it just eats away at his health, and he goes down quite easily. It's now 7 minutes 30 seconds on the clock, which means we're officially halfway through this game. Now, taking a look at the first half, Toss, Cl0ck scores 18 frags, Cl0ck scores 4 frags. Cl0ck got the initial frag and then a couple of conversions in there somewhere, and Cl0ck has just been the king of conversions here on this matchup. So, you know, Cl0ck, I have to say, has probably played this map more in a TDM capacity, considering that during the GGL America, they're running Quake 3 2v2. His partner is shoutcasting, and I have to say that running this map in TDM is completely different than running it in a 1v1. Has that hurt him? I don't know. Is Cl0ck just that strong on ZTN? Yeah, probably. But Cl0ck is going to really have to amount some very impressive conversion frags in order to even think about a victory here.
Well, you know, until the fat lady's singing, it's not over, and Cl0ck has proven on Hub that he'll keep fighting till the death. And, you know, he's got that in him. He'll use that as a mental boost to say, I can still keep going. Rail in! And that is a fantastic shot from Cl0ck, pinging away from Cl0ck, pinging away Cl0ck.
21-4 now is the score, and you'll notice like the frustration with Cl0ck when he won't spawn in. That is typically a sign of, you know what, I just need to like stop, take a little breather here, give me my 3 seconds or 5 seconds, whatever the spawn timer is actually at, and he's utilized that actually on a couple of frags. Now let's switch over to Cl0ck. He's at 96.79 right now. The red armor is up. He's going to make a nice little interesting rocket jump that will speed him over to the red armor. He tries to hit an aerial rail. He hit 2 of those earlier in the game, was not able to hit that one. He's going to spam some grenades outside of the TP, and he sees that the yellow armor is up, lands a great rail versus Cl0ck, 22-4, and I think that we might end up here with possibly like a 35-6 game, but I really don't see Cl0ck gaining too much momentum here in the last 6 minutes.
Well, it is something of annihilation. Cl0ck flies down 27 HP, make that none. LG coming forward from Cl0ck, now he's respawning straight on top of him, and Cl0ck closes out again, 24-4, and Cl0ck really is annihilating.
in Cl0ck's defense, I do have to say that Cl0ck has had some incredible luck in terms of the spawns that he's seen. There's been at least 5 or 6 situations where Cl0ck has seen his opponent, devastated by the grenade, blind grenade, if you will, by Cl0ck, and there's nothing that Cl0ck can do about that. But Cl0ck has had some very, very lucky spawns, but you know what? That's part of the game. And for every time that it doesn't happen to you, it's going to happen to you in another game. So 26-4 now is the score. We got less than 5 minutes left to go. I would pretty much write this one off of the books, Toss, and say that it's over, which means that Cl0ck will have his first 2-0 victory there in the official pool play. But as you said, you know, Cl0ck will fight it to the finish, and he should. You know, because if it were to come down to a draw in a similar fashion to what we've seen in some of the controversy, if you will, that happened near the or for the Unreal Tournament 2004, you want to make sure that you don't get you don't put yourself in a bad position if it goes down to frags or if it goes down to your record. So you really just have to keep yourself in the game all the time and not make any mistakes.
You know, Cl0ck was backing away, doing exactly that. You know, he's not going aggressive now. He's all but conceded, but he doesn't want it to become he's trying to save the whitewash, so to speak. And Cl0ck was able to pick up one more frag there as now Cl0ck 109-43, grenade flying down towards him, banked off. You know, you wonder whether Cl0ck is just going to go aggressive, or what will Cl0ck do with the second 5 minutes of you ahead?
He'll just keep going for it. Absolutely. There's no reason for him not to. He knows that even in, regardless of what the situation is that he can kill Cl0ck. A great flick rail by Cl0ck. He rocket jumps on top of the head of Cl0ck and then takes him out with a nice flick rail. But I don't think Cl0ck will change a damn thing about this game. He's really in a position to just continue to control the map, to control his opponent, and to control all the power-ups. And if he does that, he'll just rack up more and more frags. A nice rocket from up above as Cl0ck drops down the fall-away rocket. He's going to find him again. And I have to say, at this point, Cl0ck doesn't have to change his game because Cl0ck is just being overly aggressive. As we just saw there in the Mega Hell hallway, there was no reason for Cl0ck to rush in with his lightning gun, and it was a free frag for Cl0ck. So he has to do nothing. He'll just continue to play aggressively as he's been playing the entire match.
Well, speaking of the entire match, every time I follow Cl0ck, you know, right now he's at 100. This is one of the first times I've seen him on near full health. And you look across, Cl0ck is just dominated with the health and armor. And that's been his main asset.
And that is the strategy of these two guys. Now, another great aerial rail by Cl0ck. He misses the rocket jump up to the red armor. We will have Carmack interviewing both Cl0ck and Cl0ck after this match to see what both have to say about what happened, and hopefully I'd like to hear what their thoughts on Hub are, because it was just a fantastic game. But 33-5 now. We've got less than 2 minutes left to go as the 2-minute warning goes off, and Cl0ck continues to be aggressive. Cl0ck, though, he just continues to be impressive, landing rails, landing some nice LG, controlling all the armors. He's down to 36 points of health right now, but he picks up the yellow armor. He's not in any real emergency because Cl0ck has 23 points of health. So Cl0ck is going to wait outside the TP. Here's Cl0ck, grabs the mega health. 33-5 is still the score. 1 minute 30 seconds to go. And Todd, this one is for the books. It's done and over with. Cl0ck is the victor.
It is, and look at the strength of Cl0ck though. You know, 30 seconds ago they were both on 40 HP with no armor, and now it's Cl0ck that's only jumped up to 62 HP, now gets the yellow armor, but Cl0ck is already up 100, 100, and more. And that's the strength of Cl0ck. He's been able to really keep it up no matter what.
And you asked me earlier in the game, why are the Russians feared, or what is it about their playstyle that makes them deadly on ZTN? Well, you're seeing it here, that ability to constantly have full health, full armor, and above 100, 100. If you can constantly keep yourself in a state of having a ton of health and armor, then you're really not going to have much problems versus an opponent that has, you know, just an average amount of health and armor.
And, you know, games like this for Cl0ck will be nothing but a confidence boost as well. Firstly, winning Hub, which is certainly being played quite a lot, and there are other people who call it their home map. Then, of course, there's this, which is absolutely annihilating against Cl0ck, who's a household name, and, you know, could be very happy with the outcome of this.
And Cl0ck says good game with 20 seconds left to go. Cl0ck says good game as well. Carmack will go over to get these two competitors, and that will be it. So the Quake 3 action continues to roll on today. A lot of players that didn't get a chance to play yesterday will be participating in games today. And what was that? Cooler says ZTN, hold on, his exact comment, and this is a good one. ZTN is map where you need some brain. Nice. And Cl0ck doesn't respond, so that's going to be it. But yeah.